Then I was coming on the spices, clove and the cumin and coriander seeds and the fennel seeds and the lentils. So those are the base of Indian cooking, and they are not that hot, spicy that people cannot really have them. So we use all of them. We cut down on the hotness. The red peppers.
Is it all from peppers? The spiciness?
Yes, the hotness is from the red peppers.
Fresh peppers or like paste?
Well, they are. We just crush them right before our cooking. It's red pepper which are dried, and then we just make flakes out of that, or we just crush them and we put it in our cooking. That's something that we can avoid here. Okay, then anything which makes it more hotter, basically, and we can cut down on the number of spices and the quantity wise, a little bit less spices, and that still keeps it flavorful and still have those benefits that one can get from eating Indian food.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, and that's the essence of Indian cooking. We cannot avoid any of those spices that we actually use because they are so beneficial. Just because we use turmeric in every single food that we cook. In India, the Alzheimer disease, basically nobody has that because turmeric is such a good ingredient that you have every single day. It's good for memory.
I'll have to incorporate it more in my diet.
That's right.
I forget a lot of stuff.
Turmeric is the key for that, and it's such antiseptic that when I remember growing up in India, when I used to get hurt, playing or something, my mom used to give me some milk with some turmeric in it, and you drink that, and it'll take care of the problem. It won't hurt anymore. You don't really have to go to doctor for small little cuts and bruises. Turmeric takes care of it right then and there.
Sounds like a miracle.
Yeah, it is.
It's interesting because you're telling me these spices, and I'm familiar with each of them, but it tastes so different when they're all together because you're not used to having all of them together in Western food.
That's right, yeah. No, we just do a little bit of quantity of every single spice that we have, and that makes a perfect blend. We try to see that it's not, very, very overwhelming, spices. We just make a small little quantity, and every home has their own recipe of blends of spices that they make. So it's really, really very different from household to household.
Another question I had was, what is the most popular dish here among students, would you say?
Well, it's chicken tikka masala.
That's what I thought. And the funny thing is that, I don't know if you read about this, but in July or August last year, there is a member of parliament in the UK, and his name is Mohammed Sarwar, and he's trying to make chicken tikka masala the national dish of Scotland, which is really funny because he's trying to get this protected status for it so that it's like Parmesan cheese from Parma or champagne from Champagne, France. How do you feel about this? Do you think it's Indian or do you think it's from the UK?
Well, again, the base is Indian. All Indian chicken tikka is cooked in the clay oven that we have, and masala is garam masala. I think that's where the term came from. And British lived in India for 200 years, and their food is Indian food now, mostly. I know chicken tikka masala is the most popular, one of the 10 most popular things in UK. One of them is chicken tikka masala.
Yeah. 1 in 9 curries served in the UK.
In UK,
chicken
yes.
tikka masala.
Right. And it's available in stores. Any store you go, they'll have chicken tikka masala. We have something called butter chicken in India.
Yeah, I read about this. It's
Butter
similar,
chicken.
right?
Yes, it is very similar to chicken tikka masala. So it originated from butter chicken. Gave a fancier name, chicken tikka masala.
And what's the difference between butter chicken and chicken tikka masala?
In chicken tikka masala, there's a touch of cream.
Okay.
That, anything that is just creamy, it's tastier. So in India, we use butter or ghee. Right. In chicken tikka masala, we use a little bit of cream to substitute that, and it gives a brightness in the color. Butter chicken is more darker in color.
But it's a tomato.
It's a tomato-based, onion-based, tomato onion-based curry. So chicken tikka masala really started from India as a butter chicken, but in Scotland, it is like a fusion of butter chicken. So the name came from British. Actually, it does. And then I guess it's to suit their palate. This was invented in England, and now it's getting popular all over the world. It's very popular in this country too. Like all the students, most of them, they eat butter chicken tikka masala.
Have you ever had it in India, or have you ever seen chicken tikka masala in India?
I have seen chicken tikka masala in India too. Yes, I mean every restaurant serve that in India too now.
Oh wow!
Yes,
That's so funny.
they might give it a different name. Some of them does call it chicken tikka masala. Some of the restaurants call it chicken tikka lababdar. Yeah, it is a little bit different, but the recipes are kind of similar.
Yeah, there was a huge uproar after that member of parliament tried to make it a protected dish because there was one chef in India who said that the recipe was in his family for decades, for generations, and that they used to serve it to the Mughal emperors. And there was another person who said it's actually it's got Punjabi roots, and that it's from Delhi.
It is actually from Punjab and from Delhi because it comes from clay oven. Then it goes to the gravy section, curry section, and its curries are prepared, and it's called chicken tikka masala. It's one of the royal dishes of India. But there was a little bit of twist that was given to it in England, and I don't want to get into that argument where it should be, but it is an Indian dish.
Right.
No doubt about that.
And why do you think it's so popular amongst students? What do you think it is that makes it somewhat different from the other dishes you serve here? Because I know that's most people's staple dish. They only order one thing.
It's just the taste of that, and it is really made for Western palate.
Right. Cream, I guess.
I guess most part of this is cream and the tomato, and the sweetness of the spices that we use in that. So it's a good combination of spices and sweetness that blends together with the cream that Western palate loves actually.
And I do notice that it's sweet. Is there any sugar that goes into it, or
it's
brown sugar or anything like that?
Maybe there's a little touch of jaggery, which is kind of made from sugar cane.
Okay.
Yeah, to give it the sweetness, and the sweetness comes from the tomatoes and some of the cream. So it really makes a nice combination for the palate.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with us. I'm going to order a chicken tikka masala, and you said that you will prepare a dish that's just as spicy as what they eat in India. We'll see if I can handle it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Nice to know you. Okay, take care.
I asked Tarun to let me try a dish that was more authentically Indian than chicken tikka masala, so he suggested chicken jalfrezi. Chef Prakash showed me how chicken jalfrezi is made. First, he sautés peppers and onions in oil and garlic. Then Prakash adds some chicken broth, tomato sauce, and chicken pieces from the tandoori oven. At Spice Route, they bake the chicken pieces on skewers, along with all the other meats. Then he adds just a dash of vindaloo sauce, which makes it spicy. After that, he adds some salt and several other different spices, including garam masala, coriander seed, and chili powder. After allowing the flavors to simmer in the sauce, Prakash adds just a little bit of ketchup, surprisingly. He also adds ginger strips for an extra punch. Prakash also adds some red food coloring, which is obviously optional for home cooking. He cooks it for another minute or two, and then spoons it out into the dish. It's almost ready to serve, but not quite yet. There are a few finishing touches Prakash still needs. He adds ginger strips, cilantro, and some chopped tomatoes for garnish. Now it's ready to go from the kitchen to the table.
I've got my chicken tikka masala, and I have chicken jalfrezi, which we saw them cook in the kitchen. This is kind of Western food, Indian food, not West.